Exactly a year ago, Lebanon witnessed a blast now considered one of the biggest non-nuclear explosions in history. The scene on the day was catastrophic in Beirut, where a port's warehouse storing ammonium nitrate exploded, leaving over 200 people dead, thousands injured. This is what Beirut's port looks like today, the destruction still highly visible. The explosion plunged Lebanon into a deeper crisis, but the small Mediterranean country had been on the brink for years due to the dire economy and political instability. Well, in just the last few moments, President Macron has said that he will offer €100 million in aid to Lebanon. Let's talk to Rami Mortada, who is Lebanon's ambassador to the UK. His Excellency joins us live from Beirut. Your Excellency, we will talk about the offer from President Macron in just a moment. But as we saw a year ago today, the devastation, now the city still very much destroyed, immense frustration from the people who lost so very much, not just about the investigation, but also about the rebuilding. What do you say to them?
Well, I totally understand these frustrations. It's been a year now, although the investigation is proceeding and there is progress, but it hasn't come up to the public sphere yet. The prosecutor is bound by an obligation of non-disclosure. So I do understand these assumptions and this heated atmosphere around the investigation. I think we need to wait until the prosecutor decides to come public with an indictment document where we can assess the substance and judge the seriousness and the credibility of the investigation. But what I can assure you is that there is a professional judge working on the case in the highest criminal court of Lebanon. As I said, the non-disclosure obligation is leaving room for some speculations. But once the document comes public, all eyes will be scrutinizing the substance, and I think we will be able to judge the seriousness of the investigation.
There is a huge amount of scrutiny, a huge amount of speculation. Even today, the President of France is saying that Lebanese politicians owe the truth to the people of their population following on from this explosion. Just explain to us, when you've got the current judge of the investigation being blocked from lifting the immunity of some government officials, his predecessor was in fact removed from the position upon the request of ministers that he'd charged with negligence. How can you describe this investigation as being impartial, free and not politicized?
Well, I do understand these concerns, but one needs to know that this is an intestinal process inside the establishment, and one should expect some resistance and some disturbances to the investigation. But as I said, all eyes will be on this process, and I do not anticipate any derail. And let's wait until it becomes public, and then we will judge the substance. I could not agree more with President Macron when he said we owe our people the full truth. I think unless and until the full truth is unveiled and justice is served, there is no way that the healing process can start.
We have President Macron saying that he will offer €100 million in aid to Lebanon, but he says that no blank cheque will be offered. There is an unwillingness amongst the ruling classes to unblock billions of dollars already offered in aid. Will the people see what the French president has pledged?
I think this is totally understood. No blank checks, fine with us. What matters is that to cater for the immediate needs of the population. As you know, the country is in a dire situation. Until there is a full-fledged government, a reform-focused government that starts the stabilization and then hopefully recovery process, the country obviously has an immense potential. All what it takes is some governance to put all these elements together and put the country again on the path leading to economic recovery and eventually prosperity.
Can you help us just to understand the very basic, following on from this explosion, just why was ammonium nitrate being stored in such huge quantities next to a civilian population?
That's what the judge should explain to us when he decides to publish this indictment document, which, as I said, will be public. But obviously, regardless of the root causes, I think this is a culmination of flaws negligence, possibly criminal negligence. We'll have to see. But it's irrefutable that there are flaws and shortcomings in the system. All these needs to be seriously and in depth tackled in this reform process that is much overdue in the country. We owe it to our people. We owe it out to our international partners. And I'm confident that the path, the track towards reform has become now irreversible.
Ambassador Mortada, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for speaking to us.